Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look here at Solana, see what's going on. Double checking a few key factors here. We can see this descending type of wedge pattern here, really not playing out too well. So we're going to remove those trend lines here, at least just to kind of get perspective on bigger picture. We need to update our fib levels here too because we kind of ran out of room. And instead of reversing that, we have some previous fibs to rely on. So we're just going to go ahead and pull back to these most recent support level here at about 201, roughly $200. And we can kind of see that 0.382 level lining up perfectly with this more recent resistance. So 225 is the presumed bottom, but we're going to double check a few other things too, just to make sure we're not naively just taking a long position, right? It's important not to do that. So when we take a look here, of course, the back-end data, we want to kind of recognize some important stuff. A lot of Solana price action, I believe, majority of that liquidation, those lower levels have been taken care of. But once more, it's hard to say. Let's go ahead and zoom out and see. Last 7 days, we can see that large chunk, I mentioned 228 to 226 roughly, got fully swept. So we have a lot less opposition in place here for the whales to effectively manipulate the price. Not saying they can't still do that. It's just that for the most part, we may not see Solana rip down quite as hard. We might actually see some support here in the 230 range. That has notoriously been a pretty strong support level for us. Again, it was a previous resistance turn support, so we just kind of got to give it a chance to hold. But if we do take a look at here, we can zoom out and kind of see, about 2 billion, probably about 3 or 4 billion if you add it all up together, between 228 and roughly 222, I guess, with that candle wick. So majority of the liquidation levels have been swept. In fact, let's quickly look at the last 12 hours. Stuff does give us kind of perspective on last minute longs versus shorts, and we can see there's a lot more shorts, pretty heavy at about 232. So we may see Solana rip up there if Bitcoin can stabilize in its current range of like 94, 95,000. I would venture to guess we're going to see Solana continue higher because of that. Okay. Again, this is more of a short-term thing, but just know that that exists there. 234, 236, those could be some profit targets if you're in a long position. But between now and then, we can see majority of everyone is short on this coin. Okay, now not everyone obviously, but the truth is we got more people shorting than taking longs based on liquidation delta. Okay, so that's an important thing to recognize. Let's take a quick look here at the open interest and recognize, there's one solid place that people are mostly interested in this coin, and that is the $250 range. Okay, so we have a super heavy amount of buyers at 250. Okay, that's really just the bottom line. And what that basically implies is if the price runs back up to 250, that's going to be a resistance range for us based on the fact that most people are kind of heavy in that level. All right, so just know that that's there. Is it going to determine price action moving forward? It may, it may not. You got to kind of take a lot of this with a grain of salt, because again, the main concept of analyzing the charts is to just increase your odds of success. It's never perfect. Like we took a polka dot long yesterday, got stopped out pretty quick, mainly because Bitcoin wasn't done running, not because it on itself is not a good coin, right? And what I mean by good coin is just the price action. I don't love the price action here for Solana, but once again, we are coming into the support range of 225 to that 216 level. That actually has been previously a good support level for us too. We can see some daily candlestick closures there. So I'm willing to guess that Solana we'll see a short-term relief rally pull back with Bitcoin to some of these levels here. It just makes sense. And again, future reference too, if you don't like me just saying that the coin could go down, that's too bad. Maybe you should seek counseling. Again, I got a few funny comments, and it's hilarious to me that people actually get mad that I tell them that their favorite coin's going down. So if you're one of those persons, you probably need some help. You shouldn't be in crypto either, because again, you got to look at everything kind of like without emotion, or just don't be an emotional idiot. And if you are, you're going to find a lot more benefit. In fact, I'm getting a lot of cool comments too from people that are actually pretty level-headed, mentioning how how beneficial this can be in most cases. You just kind of got to put in the work. All right. Again, you just gotta. Conversation for another day. Anyways, let's get back to the charts here. We can see on the daily time frame here that we are over 50 on the RSI. That's generally construed as a bullish sign. The money flow index is pivoting here, right here at that 50 mark. Same thing as well with stochastic pulling back. Now again, don't misinterpret me saying this is a bullish sign. It just means that it's positive to be above 50 on the RSI. It implies we haven't broken bearish yet officially on the macro. Okay, so again, we're still over the 20-day SMA, for example, to give you perspective. So a lot of things are looking good here still in the overall sense. So I'm not trying to be doom and gloom here, but momentous indicators such as stochastic RSI and MACD, kind of letting us know that the proof is there. The price is more likely to go down than up from a momentum standpoint. However, we got a lot of support below us too. Okay, so there's kind of that conflict, right? Momentum to the downside, support to the upside, like those things are going to hit. Basically hit head on, so to speak. And that's kind of what's happening right now. We're seeing a clash of bulls and bears. They're basically just fighting out at this little area there. So 225 again, support level, but not super strong, even though we have held here decent. It's a 0.382 fib level. We've only really tested that level one time before, and then the price never looked back. Okay, so if you look at this here, previously 225 was like that. Oh, we're not going to pass this level. This is an important level. Once it passed through, there was no attempt to reclaim that level, okay, until just yesterday, or today rather. So that leads me to believe that it may not be as strong of a support as you would like. Again, just depends on who you are and what kind of trade you're taking too, because obviously there's benefits in either direction, but that's just kind of a thing to realize. Another thing to realize here too is on the 4 hour, this is a common pivot point here as well. So if Bitcoin can pull its head out of its ass and start maintaining 94 to 95K range instead of the 93s, then we'll probably see Solana continue higher, because 30 on the RSI and 20 on the MFI, that's a really common pivot point where price action will likely bounce and recover pretty strong. Again, it can only happen if the rest of the market isn't doing poorly, and Bitcoin is not really holding up its weight right now. So a lot of that kind of, telling us here for the most part that we should see a bounce. We could see a bounce, but the Bitcoin runs towards 91, 92K, which I do still feel is a probability. We got a potential inverse head and shoulders pattern, a pretty strong resistance range between 94.6 and 96.5. I think there's a solid chance that we're going to be able to see further downside for Solana because of that. Not because Solana on its own is a good or bad coin, right? Again, get that out of your head. That means nothing. I don't care how great the project is. The coins are coins, and they are they're going to behave according to the market makers and what they decide they want to do. Back to the 4 hour, I want to double check the SMAs. We're underneath the 150 and the 20-day SMA. That's generally construed as bearish. So again, until we can close above 232 here, get above that 100-day SMA, or more importantly, 240 to 250, we really got to be above these two guys here. Those are more important for trend setting. Then we're going to be in pretty rough shape. So again, generally speaking, you can draw out a trend line concurrent with those moving averages and find a lot of success trading either above or below it. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and draw this out. I'll post our playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord here soon. So if you're not familiar with that, I do consistently provide updates there, but it is definitely something to realize. All right, so hourly time frame, let's double check this here. Ichimoku cloud, confirm that we're below the cloud, lagging spans free and clear, conversion lines below the baseline. 3 out of 3 reasons to not take a long position and to possibly consider a short. If you do consider a short position, profit targets will probably need to be a little on the tighter side. I would say secure profits before 218, just based on the simple fact that that's a point of control. So if we see this here, we can see that the price action is essentially, that's about 4.5% away. That's pretty much in my sweet spot there. I like to see price action that's that far away as far as profit targets are concerned. So to me, a short in the 232 to 240 range down to that lower 218 to 219 range makes a lot of sense. Okay, again, that's just for right now. This would probably change a lot between now and whenever you may see this, or now and whenever you decide to analyze the charts. All the more reason to reanalyze at that time and understand that these areas, these ranges are simply that. They don't mean very much until we get there, right? So anyways, that's kind of where we're at there. I do appreciate you watching all the way through. If you hadn't, shame on you. I mean, obviously it's not a big deal, obviously, if you don't have enough time. But if you're fast forwarding to the end to try to get the answers from this guy, you're doing it wrong, because the whole point of me teaching you this is to teach you how to do this yourself, right? I mean, I got a lot of independent traders, and they're doing very well for themselves now, and it's really awesome to be part of that. So super congrats to those who you are. You know who you are, obviously. And if you want to be there, just put in the work. It takes time. But I do have a Trading Academy community signals group if you want to join up and consider that. We've got a lot of new members coming over this month. Please make sure you read through our trade alerts. I provide you with kind of just specific details and coins and plan to take trades on. Also here as well, again, minus our Polkadot stop loss here from yesterday. That was kind of a doozy there. We took some nice profit on our Bitcoin short all the way down from 98 to 92K roughly. And then of course Tau, nice profit there, 43%. And of course, my favorite, Cartesi, 90% in 5 days there. So again, the profit's there, folks. You just got to, again, be semi-patient. It all works if you put in the effort. Thanks again for your time. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you again soon. Take care.